Wait, what? Crotch Rockets Are a Menace by Gary Corsair. It's time to make a video.
This was a triumph.
What's up, YouTube? What's up, everybody else? My name's Rookzer, and welcome to another motovlog. So apparently, some jackleg down in North Carolina that writes for the Graham Star wants to attack sport bikes. The proper name for the genre or demographic or styling of the motorcycle that we're on, that I'm on, is a sport bike or a super sport. Now what does that mean? It means an aggressive seating position, aggressive styling, and aggressive handling. So you can ride it aggressively. This guy thinks it's a hunched over seating position and a bunch of other bullshit. So while I'm here, I'm going to read this little article to you. It may take a little time, but I'm going to make it as entertaining as possible while interjecting a few little quiffs of my own.
The Graham Star. Editor or author, whatever, Gary Corsair. Yeah, you look like a motorcyclist. Crotch rockets are a menace. 3 fatal motorcycle accidents in less than 2 weeks? What in the world is going on? Graham County Fire Chief Keith Eller, who's responded to hundreds of wrecks in 29 years of answering emergency calls, has a theory. Quote, "For some reason, we're seeing more and more crotch rockets. For the last 2 or 3 years, we saw more Harleys and big touring bikes. Now these are coming back again," unquote, Chief Eller said as he gestured to the Yamaha FZ10 Chris Harris was riding when he hit the guardrail on the Cherahela Skyway. For those of you who prefer 4 wheels to 2, a crotch rocket is a specific type of motorcycle typically distinguished by its aerodynamic, hunched over seating position and high power to weight ratio, often favored by stunters who choose the bikes because they are light and easy to perform tricks such as wheelies and stoppies on. Also known as sport bikes, according to UrbanDictionary.com. Wow, UrbanDictionary.com is a very reliable source of information. Oh my God, he's dumb. No one witnessed Harris's accident, and there's no reason to believe he was doing tricks. He was, however, exceeding the 45 mile per hour speed limit on a machine Rider magazine described as possessing razor-sharp handling and raucous engine to sling it from corner to corner. Pushed to near red line, it makes enormous power. Okay, he's pulling the quotes from something that is designed to sell and move units. He's also pulling just the right amount to make it in his favor. The North Carolina Highway Patrol report estimates Harris was going 100 miles per hour into his final curve, 90 when he impacted the guardrail. By all accounts, Harris was a responsible, level-headed man. He certainly knew how to drive safely. He had a CDL license to prove it. Now, he was a very responsible rider. He was a very responsible person. Yeah, he exceeded the speed limit. We all do. We all did. But to use a CDL as an excuse to say he was level-headed and responsible, I know plenty of CDL drivers that smoke pot and drink and all kind of shit. So what happened? Adrenaline rush? Overconfidence? The desire to see what his machine could do? We may never know. We only know he was going dangerously fast. One of Harris's friends, me, messaged me to challenge the trooper's estimate that Harris was going 100. I thought it was the fire chief that he told me was going 100. Huh. Maybe 70 at the most, he said, to which I say 70 entering a turn with a suggested posted speed of 25 is both foolish and irresponsible. Okay, he open quoted and then did not close quote. So, grammar, Mr. newspaper person? As we waited for the hearse to arrive, Harris's friend Billy Pierce told me, if you're trying to race the road's gonna win every time. It will kill you. You've got to respect that kind of road. Which is true. Billy is right. Those of us who live here respect our roads. Too many visitors don't. And their lack of respect endangers those of us who would never drive 70 in a 45 zone. Too many visiting riders seem to view our roads as their own personal proving grounds and or drag strips. Sorry, a drag strip is a straight line. And the crotch rocket riders seem to be the worst offenders. Raise your hand if you've seen wheelies, speeding, tailgating, and passing on double yellow lines. Yeah, me noob. Yeah, me too. Wow, this guy's a badass. Some of us stay off the Skyway and Dragon during peak riding season because we're afraid we'll encounter some daredevil seeing if they can touch the pavement with their hand or knee as they roar through a tight curve. Personally, I think crotch rockets should be outlawed on Graham County roads. Too drastic? Then let's open a drag strip / obstacle course on private property, charge admission, and require riders to sign a waiver before they sling it from corner to corner and push the red line to their heart's content. He does know red line is on a tachometer, correct? From where I'm sitting, these so-called super sports are more dangerous than alcohol. Yeah, okay. Did you know that crotch rocket riders are 4 times more likely to die in a crash than riders of other motorcycles? Where'd that information come from? Did you know that crotch rocket riders account for more than 25% of rider deaths, even though crotch rockets make up less than 10% of all registered motorcycles? Really? Those numbers come from the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety and the Insurance Information Institute. Okay, what about the other statistics that you conveniently left out? I, for one, expect the percent of fatalities to increase as crotch rockets get faster and faster. More and more videos of riders shredding pavement are posted on YouTube, and bloggers and riders will continue to romanticize taming and slaying our now famous roads. We can only pray that Daredevil coming here to make an awesome GoPro video doesn't veer into the path of one of our loved ones. We can only pray that our ambulance drivers never crash as they speed to a motorcycle accident, and that our fire rescue volunteers aren't hit while directing traffic while our EMTs treat a stunt rider who lost control of his bike. Holy wow, this guy is a drama queen. Back to the video.
Hey, welcome back. Hopefully you guys aren't too tired, sleepy and all that shit. So this guy thinks that crotch rockets are a menace. I'm like, okay. He uses a bunch of grade school mentality bullshit. I lost a really good friend down there on the Cherryhala Skyway. Haven't even gotten my SD card back. But he sits there and talks about us crossing the lines and being dangerous. Okay, admittedly, taking a 25-mile-an-hour turn at 50 or 60, maybe even 70 for some of us, is dangerous. It is somewhat irresponsible. Admittedly, some of us go down there and try to race the roads, but me personally, I speak for myself and some of my group when I say we ride pretty responsibly. Yeah, we ride a bit aggressively, but we have fun. We are adrenaline junkies of all ages, of all ethnicities and stuff like that. But we go out for the thrill. We go out for the fun. We're not coming out here to be commuters. Now this Gary Corsair also says that we only get these crotch rockets to do wheelies and stoppies and tailgating, all kind of shit like that. No, we don't. Yeah, I do wheelies on my Daytona. Do I have to? No. Is that the reason I got it? No. The reason I got it is because it is a very nice, comfortable, fast bike. And it is a lot more capable than the Katana 600 that I had. The Katana 600, my rider skill level was a lot higher than the bike. This bike, my skill level is lower than the skill level of this bike, which is ideal because then I can still push myself and not have to worry about, can the bike handle it? Yes, this bike can handle it. For some of you new to the channel, because I know this video may get to a different demographic than what I usually do, I ride a 2014 Triumph Daytona 675. It is not the 675R. Some of the modifications I've done to it, I put HIDs on the front with blue Demon Eye and white Angel halos, as well as I put a quick shifter on it. Did I already say quick shifter? Oh well. A little backstory on what happened down in North Carolina. Chris was behind me on his FZ10, which the fire chief, who has been responding to motorcycle accidents for 29 years, he has been around motorcycles for 29 years, called an FZ10 a crotch rocket. Last time I checked, it was a naked standard, not a crotch rocket. What I'm on is stereotypically considered a crotch rocket. Now, a little information on Chris as well. You know, Chris was about my height, so he would sit the same on my bike. He would sit, you know, leaning forward. On his bike, he was sitting straight up and down. So the whole hunched over seating position is incorrect at best. And then this guy starts to use statistics in his article, saying that crotch rockets are 4 times more likely to die in a crash than, you know, other registered motorcycles, and we make up a lot. Okay, I'm like, really? Because I've seen Harleys crash and they got killed, and then he talks about us crossing the double yellow line. I'm like, really? Because I saw, while I was down there, I saw more Harleys cross the double yellow line than anybody else. And cars, you know, they cross the double yellow line because, you know, yeah. Have I seen riders text and drive? Have I seen motorcyclists text and drive? Not very often. I've seen maybe 2. And they weren't really even texting, they were just Snapchatting or changing their music. Well, terrific. But then he also said that he wanted to use that article to address local safety issues. I'm like, okay, local safety issues. Let's see. Tourists coming in from all over the world to ride those roads, they're not local. So your local safety issues, no. Local safety issues that need to be addressed are ones dealing with cars versus motorcycles, not just motorcycles alone. Something like the Instagram video I put up the other day, which, here's what happened, and my wrist still hurts.
Uh-oh, retard alert! Retard alert, class!
Oh, bitch, get out the way. Get out the way, bitch, get out the way.
Motherfucker!
Watch your profanity.
The name and shit that we get, it just baffles me what people think versus what they know, and then they want to go and say what they think is true and just ignore all the truths. So yeah, I talked to a buddy of mine, which is in front of me right now, and he's a very well-known person in the community as far as law enforcement, I guess. Not really enforcement, but defense, something like that. But he's a really cool guy, really good friend of mine, and I ran a couple things by him, and he agrees with me as far as the whole video thing. The media, they'll use statistics, but only the statistics that help them. They will leave out the rest of the stuff. They will only use the statistics that help their argument. A lot of these statistics are just, they're skewed. A lot of the statistics you see published in certain stories are all skewed to suit the needs and purposes for that specific, wow, you're speeding. One choice mechanical. But yeah, the media always just picks what will benefit them. It's almost like all these, you know, like a holy roller that tries to press religion onto you. They're only going to use what helps their argument. You're never going to use anything that does not help your argument, which kind of makes sense. But when you're in the news and you're, you know, trying to express facts, express all the facts. Don't leave out ones conveniently for your purpose. I mean, I'm guilty of it in some aspects, but when it comes to attacking a certain demographic, I'm not going to do something like that. The media as a whole conveniently leaves that stuff out. They leave out important information to try to sway the general public into doing something that they really don't need to or shouldn't do, or thinking something that they shouldn't think. The whole reason that sport bikes and sport bike riders have such a bad image is because of the media and how they portray that specific demographic. They don't portray the Harley riders that I have personally witnessed being more aggressive than sport bike riders. Now, I'm not trying to demean or deface or insult or attack Harley riders or cruisers. I'm just saying, if you're gonna attack one, motorcyclists, attack us as a whole. The only reason that I'm responding to this specific article is because I was directly involved. He actually mentioned me in the article and said that I was challenging the fire chief's guesstimation, or the estimated speed and all that stuff, which I was. And then he said that he responded back with something that he really didn't respond with. And I'll highlight that for you right now. I'll show you what I'm talking about. He did not respond with that, which is bullshit, Mr. Gary Corsair. That article that you wrote, I will tell you right now, has a lot of people that really wish physical harm against you because of the shit that you said. I am not one of those people. But I will make a video saying how dumb you are. I know for a fact that you have never ridden them. Well, I know for a fact that you're not about the motorcycle life. If you were, you wouldn't be saying the shit that you're saying. And this fire chief that you're talking about, been responding to motorcycle accidents for 29 years. If he's been around motorcycles for 29 years, why did he call a naked standard a crotch rocket? I don't think he did. And if he did, I don't think he knows what the fuck he's talking about. That's pretty much it for that video, guys. This video. I don't agree with what this article says. I do not like it. I do not like this person because he sounded compassionate and everything while we were face to face, and then all of a sudden on the internet and in the newspaper and everything, he wants to act all, high and mighty. Basically, he's nothing but a keyboard warrior with a public face. So that's pretty much it for me, guys. Appreciate y'all watching. Appreciate all the love and support. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, share these videos out, especially this one, with everybody else, all your family and friends and whatnot. And as usual, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.